We talk football and current events, sitting and chatting with the very best guests, with two Scottish boys and we're loving it. So if you like witty banter, check the former #1 podcast on iTunes, Sitting and Chatting.
Hello and welcome back to the Sitting and Chatting podcast. I'm Liam Whyte.
I'm Thayjamieallan.
And I'm Lee Inglis.
Lee, thanks for joining. Appreciate you coming on.
It's all good. I've not spoken to you in a wee while, so I thought this would be a good catch up as well.
I know, it'll be a wee decent catch up. Lee, start with you, or start with every guest. What's your earliest memory?
Jeez, I didn't realise I was going to get hit with that. But
going way back.
Way back. You're probably not going to like this, but I don't know. It's me in my back garden at my auntie's, and like I'm a midget now, so just think how small I was back then. And I'm a full kit wanker. I've got the whole Rangers kit on. I'm holding this ball, and it's like half the size of me. I'm just kicking it about the garden. I've got a photo as well. It's deadly.
No, about that. Better than run about the garden in an Aberdeen top.
Make sure I had to get out today, just to piss off the two Rangers boys.
You're not piss us off. Just you wait and see tomorrow about 6 o'clock. I'll not be able to walk. I'll be the one laughing, will you?
It'll be fine. You'll all be booted out anyway. All the police will come out and arrest you anyway.
Aye, I'm sure. Yeah.
But no, obviously then, so Lee, you grew up in Plean originally, was it?
Oh mate, my family's like a Jeremy Kyle show. I've been in Bonnybridge, I've been in Wheatlands Avenue, I've been in Plean, St Inians, and now I'm in Bridge of Allan. So
you really have gone through all the JK areas and so on. You're just missing the rat block to make it.
Well, I lived in Plean, but I didn't experience it. See, once I came in from school, like the door was locked and the chain was on. Like I never actually went out in the street, so God knows what it was like.
I was literally about to ask what was life in Plean like then. I suppose
I can tell you from my window what it was like, but I didn't actually experience it outside. So just a lot of wee Neds.
Go on then. How's your family like a Jeremy Kyle show then? We need the deets.
It's not like a Jeremy Kyle show. I feel like I'm going too far. No, it's just I've been all over the place. I've been all over the place, living and all that. So no, but it's good. It's character building, isn't it?
Of course.
See all the places you've lived. Where was your favourite?
Favourite, easy Bridge of Allan right now, because I feel like I'm higher class now, and especially like I felt like I was a peasant back in Plean, so it feels good. I feel like I've moved up in the world.
You feel like you've got the big man now, up in the top.
Even though I walk I feel higher class, but see when I leave my flat and I see everybody in their tweed kind of blazers and stuff like that, they're looking down on me.
Can't quite do with a 3-stripe tracksuit, can you? But so you said you moved about a lot, and that, like, were you going between different family members or just different households? Or?
Well, yeah, I grew up in Bonnybridge to start off with. Well, it was Wheatlands Avenue with my mum and dad, but then I went to primary school in Bonnybridge Primary with my mum, and then when it came to going to high school, because I had cousins on my dad's side that went to Stirling, I went to live with my dad in Plean, but didn't go to Bannockburn. I went to Stirling just so I knew some people, because I literally didn't know anybody.
What was the closest high school to your old place then?
Well, when I was in Bonnybridge, it would have been Denny.
Did you not ken anyone that was going to Denny?
No, it's because I went to Bonnybridge. I would have known everybody in that, but I don't know. It was just at the time I felt like if I stayed with I don't want to diss my mum. But if I stayed in that household in Bonnybridge, I don't feel like I would have had much ambition. Like I feel like I wouldn't have, got to where I wanted to be. Where if I went to Stirling, I don't know, because I know more people. I know my dad. I don't know. I have more ambition when I was in Stirling.
Makes it sound like you're quite ambitious, so from a young age, wanting to move up. Would you say that's right?
But that's just my dad. Well, my family there, because I've got a cousin, an older cousin who got like literally every test he got A's. And see, when I used to be around him and seeing how hard you need to work to get somewhere, like it made me want to work hard. So
I suppose it's good to have that inspiration going forward, though, because I mean,
yeah,
I mean, I've had successful family. I mean, it didn't do anything for me because I'm not successful, but I mean, it's still nice to have that there and push yourself to a certain degree.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Wait, so do you went to Stirling High?
Yeah. Yeah, I was a few, or was I, what was I, Liam, a couple or a few years younger
You're
than
2 years below us.
Alright, fuck up, man. I thought I just didn't recognise you or something like that. Fucking shat at us like, no way he was in our year. Not a fucking.
No way, you are too old. No way I was in your year.
Oh, thanks.
I can't believe that day's come where I actually get called on it.
Actually, I'm not looking at the boards. I think you might actually be the youngest person we've ever had on this.
Nah, how old are you?
21 in October.
What year was that you were born? 2000 then?
2000, yeah. I'm a millennium baby.
Actually,
That's what I like to call myself.
Dylan, I know that's like 2000 as well.
Is it?
Bradley's younger.
Fuck me. Okay, you don't get
So you gave me that title and you took it away.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, you can feel good about that. You know the Wayne, basically, at least.
I don't mind being the young one.
Fucking 21 in October, man. That's worrying.
Mate, I'm 20. I'm 23 in a week, man. It's fucking.
You are old as fuck, man.
Fuck off! You're 23 in 2 months, or a month actually. Now at this point.
Fuck you still. That's mental, but just crazy. I never knew you were at school.
What was your school life like then? Did you manage to achieve your A's that your cousin got?
Nowhere close, mate. Nowhere close.
Who's your cousin?
Reese McKenna.
Nah.
He literally left high school the year I came, so I wasn't actually at high school with him.
So they would have been about 4 years above us or something then.
Yeah, he was away ages, but yeah.
But
what was school life like?
Well,
the first year, it was so hard. It was actually quite hard coming to school not knowing anyone. I only knew one person, and I didn't know, which friend group to go in. I had no clue, and it was quite hard making bonds with people. But once I got past that first year, it was deadly. I got a good friend group, but then I never took it so seriously. School, like I was quite ambitious, but I never put in the work. But in my fourth year, when it came to Nat 5s and all that, I got a big scare because I didn't get the results that it was the first year that you do proper exams.
Aye.
And I got a proper scare.
Me too.
Because I never got the grades I was expected. So when it came to 5th year and 6th year, I had to do it. I had to get into uni the hard way. So
do you feel like though you're kind of glad in a way you got that scare, because maybe if you just achieved what you wanted, you might have coasted.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, because of the fact, my auntie and uncle especially, there's no slacking when it comes to them. You have to work hard. So see, when I did get that scare, it's not even like I had the choice to, I'm not going to do this revision. I'm not going to do that. Every time when it came to exam kind of period or the prelims, my auntie and uncle was like, right, as soon as you're in, timer's on, 4 hours.
Timer? 4 hours?
Timer, yeah. I had to do the work, then they had to review it, with the past papers or whatever. I think I did every past paper, each one about 3 times in the subjects I was doing. It was mad. Honestly.
Fuck you, man. What are you studying at uni? The fucking world.
You'd think I'm doing law or something, but no, I'm doing digital media.
Yes.
Yeah, you were the very
We got
man.
another one.
You were the man that told me about it.
Fuck me, you done 4 hours a night revision and you turned it to be the same level as Liam.
Oh, don't never compare me to this guy. I'm miles ahead.
I mean, when you say miles ahead, you might do 1 more year at uni, but I'm not sure that quite is miles away.
Creativity-wise, I'm miles ahead.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm saying as I'm editing this afterwards, you better be careful about your choice of words going forward.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it, mate. He's editing shite, so.
Then that just proves my point, doesn't it?
Exactly, mate. I wouldn't fear it. Best he could do is probably put like a fucking bunny ears on you or something like that. It's probably the best he's got. Wouldn't worry about it.
Right, fuck you and fuck you.
Well, you asked for it, sat there on that top, you prick. Fucking knob.
Lapped out, washed especially just for today.
It's poor. But right, going back to school real quick, but right, so who was like the one person you knew? Did they introduce you to your friend group, or was it you had to make friends other than the one person you knew?
The person that I knew, the first year I didn't really go into his friend group. It was more you kind of stuck to your form classes, didn't you? And your split classes. So that's kind of who I became friends with. And then I was a good friends with that group for I'd say about 3 years in that. And then I became good friends with the guy who I initially met, and kind of there was this bigger group of boys towards the end. So I became quite good friends with them.
Obviously,
it was the maddest thing at school. Wasn't it? Like, so I went to school knowing like all sorts, but never spoke to half of them, if no more, when I went up to high school. Like, I went straight in and got a friend group that, and none of them were from my previous school in the friend group I was in. And then even to this day, like, I still don't speak to many people from my primary school, and it's off high school, and you know, the one group that you initially making first and maybe second year.
Like, that's the same though for most folk, isn't it? You tend to make cycles. You tend to have like your mates from primary, your mates from high, and then your mates like from work or uni or whatever afterwards.
I don't think I only speak to from my high school, and I've not left it that long ago. I'd say about 5 folk from high school. It was mostly, yeah. But I'm really close with them. But
I'm not far off that as well though.
See, that's quite weird as well, because obviously I was working with you just as you left high school, and I mind you saying about how weird you thought it was going to be and how you're going to still chat to everyone as soon as you left. It's weird to hear now. A few years later, no, absolutely not.
I struggle to tell you 5 people I still talk to from my high school. I genuinely
happy life.
Keep myself, mate, best way.
Except for when you do a podcast every Friday with someone different.
Aye, no, but I mean, for like my high school, I really speak to you, and that's about it, really. Oh, nah, Duncan and Jack on a somewhat regular basis, but that's about it. Mental.
No, aye, so Lee, like, obviously most of us would have had probably the same teachers to a certain degree. Who was like your favourite from high school and who was your absolute worst?
That is a deadly wee question. Right, I'll give you an inappropriate answer and an appropriate answer.
Okay.
Right, so the inappropriate one, Mrs. Davidson was an unreal teacher.
That's because you had bumper, right?
Nah, apparently someone got there first.
Liam, you dirty bastard.
Sorry. Apologies.
Best teacher, I'd say probably Mr. Durno. Mr. Durno was a laugh.
Mr. Durno?
No, he was funny. He was a meme funny, and then I got on with him quite well.
That's such a rogue shout, man, considering, I don't know what it was like with your year, but he fucking despised our year just because of all the pedo jokes he used to get.
I don't know any of the 2 teachers you've just named.
Mr. Durno was the sort of younger guy, PE teacher.
PE, my figure, no chance. What was the other one?
To be honest, there was a few, but I actually can't even remember them. As soon as you asked me that, I've blanked. Can't even remember.
There must be like a worst, though, that sticks out in your head. Like,
worst. Every parents' night he had it out for me. Mr. McWatty. That guy had it out for me. Yeah, you didn't.
I don't even have him.
Every time my parents came, he came up with some. I remember he said, right, I was sitting in the middle of my auntie and my uncle, and he literally looked at them and said, he doesn't do any of the work. He literally turns around and talks to the girls the whole period and tries to chat them up. That's what he said. I was shocked.
Now, be honest, though, were you? Or was that just hearsay?
They were asking me for help.
Of course. Of course. Of course.
Who was the other teacher? Miss Davidson or whatever? What did she
did
teach?
Biology.
Was she there when we were
there? Like last 2 years. Actually, yeah, you probably wouldn't have met her then. I can't remember if she was there when we were fourth year or not.
I'm friends with her on Facebook. I don't know how that came around, but one day I just, I was like,
that's a good thing. Then you need to just swing those pictures. You need to see what this
I don't think I can do that.
Well, you better believe you can.
He's watching this now, appalled.
She's watching us. Hit us up.
I go on, Lee. Now you're old enough. You can probably hit her up.
Aye.
I think
Just
she
tell
likes them younger.
Nah, so obviously then you come to the end of school. Did you have any set plans at that point in time, or not really?
To be honest, see, when it came to digital media, and I always knew that was quite. See, when it comes to written stuff and like that, like essays, I'm terrible at them. But see, when it comes to like visual stuff, like films, like that, like that's where I feel like I'm in my element.
Do you think as well, maybe you tried to go away from it because your aunt and uncle were making you do fucking 4 hours a night of writing?
Yeah,
Just like, fuck this, I'm going to go somewhere
I
where I
physically
didn't-
couldn't write with a pencil anymore. I was done with it, right?
your hand's just permanently stuck in that position, holding up in. But I like.
Yes, I didn't actually have a plan. I didn't have a plan until, but I knew I wanted to do something quite creative and visual and that, and then that's where I started convening with you, and you told me about this digital media course. So.
I didn't actually know you were that influenced by my decision. I feel quite bad in a way now.
No, I think that's the best thing that's happened to me in a while. I know you might laugh at that, but it's, when I was doing it, I felt like, oh, this is right for me. And now that I'm actually doing stuff on my own, like with the camera and stuff, so that's good.
Before we get into that, then we might as well go back a wee bit to a terrible memory for the pair of us, Dobies.
I didn't think you were going to talk about that. We go for it.
No, we have to bring it up. You know, you're actually only the second person I've had on this that's from Dobies as well.
Hey, why wasn't I the first?
Because I didn't know you at the time. That's how long this podcast
has been going on for?
I was still at Dobies when this is going on.
No, I'm just as surprised as you.
This will be 4 years and a month that we've been doing this for. I know.
Who was it?
Joe was the first ever one we had on. Joe,
that wee guy. The wee guy.
Yeah. One no accent fit
You've got to cheat, the wee guy.
Yeah.
Started the podcast by going, I'm a midget.
I feel like I'm going to be a host now. That's what I'm aiming for.
Right, I've had many an episodes speaking down on how much of a shithole Dobies was. Can I finally get someone else's confirmation of how bad it truly was?
It was a shithole. It was a shithole. But it paid the bills. But
it didn't for me.
It just paid the bills. But that's because I didn't have any bills to pay at the time.
It paid so well you couldn't pay the bills, but it still paid those non-existent bills.
Yeah, exactly. But I can't believe I don't know how long you spent there, but it was a good 3 or 4 years. That's mad.
I was 3.5 at the time. I left before you. I did. I left before you. My God, wait, how long? When did you leave?
I might know. Maybe 3.5, because I left last year about November time.
Oh,
but I never worked for ages.
Yeah,
because of the lockdowns and stuff. So then it was literally, mate, Sandra phoned me out of nowhere because I was going through the interview stages with this next job, and then I just got accepted. And then about 2 days later, finally, now Sandra phones me wanting to give my job back. So then I pick it up, and she's like, "Oh, hi Lee, long time no speak. I've got good news," and I'm just like, okay. It's like, right, we've, because of the regulations and all of that, we can finally bring people back, and we thought we should bring you back. And I was like, about that. I was actually meaning to talk to you. So, and literally, I told her I was going to a new job, and she was like, all right. Where's the new job? And I just said TJ's, and then she was like, okay, wish you the best, bye. I was like, mate, I've spent about 3 years of my life with you, and that's all I get, a bye.
Yep. No, that shows.
I wasn't expecting a card or anything, but geez, you hung up.
I mean, I got a crate of beer. I was quite happy with that. So, you know.
Yeah, she never liked me.
What?
You were probably sucking off folk, but that's your type of...
Genuinely, no. It got to the point where they knew I fucking hated the place as well by the very end. And I mean, especially on dishes. Oh my God. that job. Just I know like it's hard for people to maybe listen to this and understand just how bad a job is, but I'm telling you, there is no food job on earth that should have been that hard, and it was.
It wasn't difficult to do. It was so intense. At
You
some period.
never, even on like a quiet day, you were busy. It's not. It's like you are full tilt from 9 till 5:30. There's no stop for you.
I remember when you used to be my mentor on dishes, and when you left, I was one of the main people, and I had people who didn't know what they were doing. I had to shove 2 people on the other end while I was getting fire. And if I remember back, it was hell.
Yeah, the good old days with you, me, and Robert. Again, absolutely fucked over every weekend. Oh, and then doing like the deliveries as well. It's just a fucking such a
I
shit
still
show.
don't know where stuff go, if I'm honest. I just kind of just put them in places. I
And
say,
then
oh,
get
this
shit-
seems quite cold, and goes in
and
the
then,
fridge.
and then get shouted at by Harry for chucking it in their own shelf afterwards.
The amount of dirty looks that guy gave me.
Mm.
Uh,
Speaking of which, by the way, I ran to Sharon on my way home from work. Sharon, who used to work with me and Lee, and it's apparently somehow got worse. There's only one person on dishes now. For context, there used to be 3. They now have to. All the people have to take everything to their table. It used to be a sort of like self-serve kind of place. Now it's all like table service.
Thank
Sounds
God
like
I left.
fucking
Thank God.
hell. But it was like genuinely, if you work at Dobie's and you listen to it, just leave. There's better things out there. There's proof of that. I'm much happier. My life quality has gone up exponentially since I left that job.
That's probably thanks to me, though.
Is it?
Aye.
And
you know, you
what
started working across the road from it. Everybody would kind of get a better feeling.
Yeah, you forget that I went to another job before I went there.
Aye, but obviously your life was still like boring and shit back then.
Oh, was it? See, I felt pretty good back then.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
And then
right, okay.
now it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, actually, about that, I think I'm going to be moving.
Aye.
No, but anyway, getting back to digital media then. So you went obviously to Forth Valley, started off at. Are you still on the course now?
No, I've just passed all my 3rd year stuff actually last week, so that's me moving on to 4th year.
Well done. So what's that? You've got your bachelor's now then?
I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue. I'm just trying to get the 4 years done, and then I've got the degree.
So like, did you enjoy college then? Was the college experience what I told you it was, or was I bullshitting?
I'm going to be honest. See, when I compare the college to the uni, I actually learn more in the college than I have the uni, because I feel the college is so much more practical. Like I'm actually physically doing it.
Yeah.
I know it might be stupid little stuff, but at least I'm actually, clicking the buttons. When it comes to uni, I'm just reading. It's so much more theoretical that if I was to do 4 years at uni, I feel like I wouldn't be so enthusiastic as I am about it, because I wouldn't really know what to do, like industry wise.
You still, after 3 years, I'm quite enthusiastic for all.
If it wasn't for me doing my own personal stuff, probably not. But because I'm building up personal stuff, I can see, like I don't exactly know what job I've got. My dream job is at the end of this, but I know it's going to be something that I enjoy, just because I've been getting hands on and doing stuff kind of like it. So I'd say yes.
Do you have a preference if you had to? I know you said obviously you learned more in college, but do you prefer like the uni side or the college side? Is there like a preference if you could only do one?
Obviously the uni, to be taken more seriously, but than saying Ratblock College. But I did learn more at the Ratblock College practical wise.
Fair enough. Do you feel like now though as well, because you said you hated doing all the theoretical sort of sides, like when you're at school, how does that feel now doing that in university all over again?
I would say the last 2 years of high school, when I really bucked up my work ethic, has put me in quite a good position to do this uni work, because I feel like if I never, well, 1, I wouldn't have been in the course, but 2, if I never like I was just writing essays, for example, in high school. Like I wasn't really sitting down and going, right, I need to structure this. Like within a paragraph, I need to do this type of sentence. Like I feel like you need that for uni. Like you can't just start, typing. You need to actually structure and stuff. And I wouldn't have known that. But now I do that. So I'd say it's kind of helped me.
Oh, that's fair play then, that you were able to kind of adapt yourself and get yourself into the mindset.
Hated it, but long run was good.
I mean, I hated it and I gave up. So, I mean, you've done better than me. So, well done on that. But you've still got one more year to go through to prove that you're better than me, is all I'm saying. So,
But now I've not actually been to the campus to learn. This is going to be my first year actually on campus to learn. I've had to do all of this shitty old day.
wow. And you didn't even have to deal with any asbestos in the building while you were there either. Lucky you. Are you excited to actually?
Well, of course, I liked getting up at any times and sitting in my bed doing lectures, not putting my camera on, like lying in the scud and stuff. That was quite relaxing. But I'm excited to go to the campus for more the experience, I want to get back into the football. So I'm training to try and join the football team. I just want to go for kind of the social life, stuff like that.
No offense to you, but good luck. They take that shit
No,
seriously.
I know I'm not getting into the first team. If I can get into maybe second or third or fourth, I'll take that.
Just on you don't have to do any of those weird initiations that unis make you go through most of the time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
No, that's good then if you're looking forward to it. So you're saying obviously you don't really have much idea of what you want to do after this, but you've got kind of your own side hustle in a way that you've been doing for about a year, is it now?
Yeah, maybe just less than a year, but yeah.
You want to talk us through that a wee bit?
Well, when I started doing it, like I was one of these people that thought too much about themselves and how other people's thought, even from people in high school that I don't even speak to. Like I used to think, I see on social media, see if I upload this photo, is that cringy? Is that embarrassing? Is people going to think? I used to overthink that stuff. And it used to be like a barrier for me wanting to do kind of just stuff like my photography and that to help get a future job. Until one day I was just like, you know what, I honestly don't care what people think. I don't know why I do think, because it's not embarrassing, it's not cool or whatever. It's just you're doing your own thing. Everybody's doing their own thing. Like I live in a flat with my mate called Luke. He's about 23 and all that. And I've never seen somebody more motivated. He does triathlon. He started his own media company. And I've got another friend that does podcasts as well. And I've also got you does podcasts. So I was surrounded by people doing their own thing.
Don't name them. We don't need the competition.
So I was just being surrounded by people like doing their own side hustles. I was just like, right, you know what? Stop being a bitch. Get the camera. You've got I like to think I have the creativity and all that. Just start doing it, or you're going to come to fourth year and you're going to have nothing. And what is a future employee? You're going to be like, I've got 10 people that's got degrees. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that guy's got a degree and a portfolio and he's been doing side hustles and stuff like that. We'll go with him. So that was kind of my thought process.
No, it's a smart way of thinking. And I mean, yeah, I can definitely see I was saying to you earlier, and I'm not just trying to say this to get on your good books, but I genuinely can see like the improvement from like when you started to now. Did you is a lot of it like sort of self-taught, like just going out and taking the photos, or do you actually like study it online sort of thing?
Mate, everything's self-taught here. When it came to the first lockdown, the stages before me like properly getting into it, I just sat on, you can literally learn. I feel like an old person saying, so if you go on the internet, you can learn everything. But literally, I just sat on YouTube. And for a whole day, when it came to learning Lightroom, I never knew how to do that. And I was like, right, well, if I'm getting pictures, like you're going to have to edit them. So I just spent the whole day watching random, like how to edit a car photo, like just random, because I know it might be a car photo, but it's still, it's the same kind of basis of how to use the software. So I just spent the whole day watching random videos and learning my stuff, and I learned the camera and all that. So I would self-taught, yeah.
No, man, that's good. Good on you. I'm glad to see that you're still enjoying it. Do you sort of think that you have one niche that you're particularly good at when it comes to the photos? Is there one thing that you like? Do you like, for example, doing portraits? Do you like doing athletic sort of shots? Is there one thing that you like doing more than the others?
I feel like, I enjoy the most doing kind of fashiony kind of photos in sports.
Right.
That's just because with their kind of interests outside the photography as well. However, when it comes to putting them on my Instagram, like they do the worst. Like they do the worst. So it's a bit annoying. So landscapes and that I feel like people like the most. But that's why, see, when I see my Instagram and I see other kind of photographers Instagram and that, like they're all like landscapes or they're all sports and that, and then I look at mine and I'm like, geez, it's all over the place. But at the same time, I enjoy doing all over the place because like I learn more kind of categories and I'm in full control of what's getting posted. So
see, like, just going back a wee bit there as well, you know, you mentioned like when you're in school, you're obviously maybe a wee bit fear about like what you put on social media because it might be cringy or whatever. I mean, when I was in school, I certainly felt the same about my public image and how like I didn't want to come across as cringy.
I think most people feel the same, to be honest, but some people just hide it better.
Do you think though, would your advice be just to full send it and just be like, fuck it, who cares what these people think of me, sort of thing?
I'd think, well, first, I'd put yourself with the right crowd.
Yeah.
See, when you're putting something that you enjoy up, I feel so old saying this. It's weird. But if you put something you enjoy up and you're with the right crowd, that makes you enjoy even more. Like if I know if I was at high school and I was still in the crowd that I was in at high school and I was to do this kind of stuff, I would be putting up and I would be like, oh my God, I've only got 10 likes in an hour. Oh no, what are people going to think and all that? But now that I've went to uni and I'm in amongst people that do not photography, but like podcasts and videos and stuff like that, like you feel so much more comfortable putting it up, and then you can really enjoy the fact you've like, oh, you know what, I've did that today. That's quite cool.
I think that is one of the great things about college and uni. People just like, not saying a bad way, but people don't give a fuck, basically. Like, oh, you're doing a photography thing, right? That's completely normal. That's for your industry. That makes sense. You know, why would I laugh at that sort of thing? Whereas obviously at school, you're just trying to take the piss out of your mates and get every opportunity.
Yeah, at high school, I wouldn't have even thought of ever doing this. I would never have done it at high school. That's why I didn't do it. But
no, I mean, fair play then to have the courage to do it now, because obviously a lot of people don't, because it gets them the fear, I suppose, of what folk might say about them.
It is annoying because a lot of people probably do have a lot of potential and stuff, and it will make their lives kind of happier having something they can, focus on, but they never do.
Yeah. Well, do you want to give a plug then to your Instagram and your photography for people if they ever want to check out?
It's such a boring name. I don't even.
I'll
plug it, but it's such a boring. What do you mean I don't have to? Of course I have. It's at @leingles_photography. It's boring, I know. I have to change it, but that's what it is for the time.
I mean, what would you call it if you?
I don't know. It's just.
I mean, you said your mate's got media. What do you call it?
Yeah, he wants me to put it as _media.
This whole underscore thing's bent as fuck. Like, let's change that. Like,
what do you think it would be then, Mr. Markin? What would you change it to?
No. Calm yourself. You know what I mean? I'm not taking the piss here, but underscores need to go. That's like your code name back in 2010. We're talking.
Am I putting a full stop then? Or what's going on?
Go for a couple of X's on either side.
We're talking like Lee Ingles Media. Do you know what I mean?
Just one word.
Aye, none of this fucking underscore fucking abbreviation piss. It's Lee Ingles Media or Lee Ingles Photography. You know what I mean? Like that, but
LIP.
Too far. But don't put like underscores on that. Underscores are going to go.
Contact lip.
I don't know. That's a whole different ballpark. That do not contact lip.
See your Instagram. What's the favourite picture you've ever taken and posted?
It didn't get loads of likes, but it was the one of my friend Jamie, and he's got kind of these red and blue lights on his face. Because I feel that was the most kind of creative one I've done with the photography lights I've got.
See,
like colour gels.
See, like when you started, because obviously I suppose those people that are getting into photography maybe don't know where to start. Did you literally just begin by asking your mates if you could take photos of them, or how did it all begin?
To be honest, I actually started with the friend I was talking about that does the Tri-Nation and all that. He was doing a YouTube video, and I've always been, wanting to be like some sort of kind of content producer or something like that. But like I said, I've always been a bit shy. So one day he was like, "Oh, right, I'm doing this YouTube video of, I forgot what it was, but can you come and like hold the camera and like he'll tell me what to do, but like he'll tell me the buttons to press and all that. Like he'll keep me right." So I was like, you know what, my first time holding a proper camera. And see, when I did it and I got used to like what setting does what, like shutter speed, aperture and all of that, like I was like, you know what, I could, if I just invested in myself and bought my own camera, I could easily do this. Like I was building it up so much in my head. So
decent, man.
So the short story was, if anybody asks you to do something, just go and do it and get some experience. Not anything.
Yeah, no, I think in media as well. I don't know if you were taught this, but a lot of people try to get rinsed early days, especially if you're a student. A lot of people will sort of say to you, can you do this for free? And for certain things and certain people, like if it's like, your best mate, you're helping make a YouTube video, that's fine. However, if it's a proper company asking you to make and edit something for free, tell them to fuck off and pay you properly.
Yeah.
It's the simple way I can say
it. It depends the opportunity that's getting shown. Like
exactly.
What you look at it and go, I know I'm helping my friend who's the one that's getting something out of it. But if I look at it like, right, I'm actually getting an opportunity to get some experience. Or if it's a company coming to me and I'm like, right, they're just using me. Like I'm not getting much experience out of this.
Yeah. You really need to weigh up your opportunities. And I mean, like if you are watching, you're in the media or going into the media, always maybe sort of have a look online, maybe at Reddit or other sites, and you can maybe get a better understanding of people's experiences and what to do and what not to do in certain situations, like what options are good to take and what options are not good to take.
Exactly.
There's a few beamers on here though. I've looked through them. There's a few beamers.
You get the seal of approval.
No, I've got a favourite though. 100%.
Wait, is Beamer's good?
Aye.
Oh, a Beamer used to me means embarrassing.
A Beamer face, yeah.
That's a stolen word if you use it in that context. Right, I'll go with bangers then. Right, there's a couple of bangers. There's two favourites that are right after each other. The ones you done Lot Lomond's memorial sculpture, cracker.
Yeah, that's completely like photoshopped to hell.
Yeah, no, it looks.
It's
and
fine.
then the next one, the Wallace Monument one, right after it.
I done a photography challenge for a year. I know all about Photoshop and everything to fuck just to make it look better. No,
it's nice photos on it.
Appreciate that, man.
Fuck yeah, the light just went flying.
Right, well, we've been able to, bond over stuff that we've done. I think, I should give you a chance to bond more with Jamie. Obviously, Rangers fan, growing up. Family that's done this to you, forced it upon you or not?
Oh, it was all choice, but it was a happy choice. It was good. There's no other, I was going to say no other team I'd support, but I support City as well. But I was always going to support Rangers first.
Jamie, I can tell now, Jamie is the most conflicted man I've ever seen in my entire life. He doesn't know what to do.
I absolutely despise his English side. But I can't agree with him more on the Scottish side. Like, I don't think you quite understand that. I hold Man City in the same regard as Celtic. Almost. Like, that's
where I put Man United.
No, I don't support Man United.
The thing is, though, Lee, unfortunately for you, being too young, as you claimed earlier, you unfortunately can't escape the fact that you are nothing more than a glory hunter when it comes to them.
Nah, never. It's because I'm going to tell you why I support City. I know you're going to laugh at me, but I'll still just say it.
Okay, go.
I've probably already told you before. But of course, I support Rangers. My dad's side always supported Rangers.
He wanted a different shade of blue.
Yeah, I really like blue. No, my auntie and uncle. My uncle was like, he proper sports Celtic. So my cousin, who's like my brother, sports Celtic. But they also support Man United. So I love the rivalry between us. I know. I don't know why they support Man United.
You just
you know what? I'm choosing City. Yeah. Keep the rivalry going.
Do you actually follow City on like a regular basis? Would you sit and watch their games?
Oh, I watch every game.
He used to give me so much shit when we used to work together. It's obviously
every game I watch. I
can't believe how embarrassing that is. That's beyond embarrassing to me. Like, that's fucking crazy.
I mean, I do almost respect the shithouse of me of the fact you'd done it just to piss off your cousin.
It's not just a piss off. It was just the rival. I liked see when it came to old firm days and all of that. We used to go. Well, I used to stay at my auntie's, and my auntie would sit in the middle, and Zach would be like, "Yeah." It was Zach I'm talking about, by the way.
Right.
Like Zach would celebrate, and I would fucking start shouting and whatever. I loved that. I loved those days. So I wanted to have more of them. So.
Have you missed it then? Obviously, the past few years, not being able to go to the grounds.
To be honest, I've not actually been to a lot of football matches because I don't have really much people to go with. I watch all the games like on the telly and that, but I've probably only been to about, I don't know, maybe about 10 Rangers games. But anytime I've got the opportunity, like I would love to go, and I always ask people to go, but I've not got.
I'll take you to every Champions League game next season if you want.
What?
I'll take you to every Champions League game next season if you want.
I'd happily do that. That's if we get him.
I mean, you better enjoy it. It'll all be 6.
Yeah.
That's good coming for you.
Oh, listen, 6 isn't good, better than 0.
We'll be there. That's the main thing.
Obviously, as well, on the day that we're recording this, tomorrow is official. Tomorrow's the title lift, isn't it?
Yep.
Looking forward to it. You got plans, or?
I'm working.
So, you never got so lucky with this. I always remembered as well.
No.
Never planned your days properly around.
And it's annoying because I was never lucky with this. Meaning, 1, I didn't get to see it, and 2, I had to be stuck with that wee arsehole James. And every time there was a Rangers game, like I'm a Rangers fan, right? But I can only take so much shit about Rangers. And even I used to get annoyed.
No, he's having an kid.
You know what? I'm not even surprised. You could have said twins or 3 kids there. It's cheaper by the dozen with that guy.
I mean, honestly, the way it's gone, it might be sooner.
Oh, well, good on him.
Yeah, I'm working as well.
Are you actually?
Aye. The benefit I've got is I'm in charge, so...
Jesus, who'll let you in charge?
Fuck off, you're funny. So I'll just walk through the back and fucking jump a bit like I'm at anyway, so I'm fine.
And obviously as well, you've got an important Champions League match coming up pretty soon. What is it, 2 weeks?
I swear if I'm working that day, the 20th.
Go to Chelsea!
Oh, screw Chelsea.
No, I'm never rooted for Chelsea so much in my life, by the way. Fucking
same.
Mason Mount with a hat-trick, man. I'll actually kiss his cock. Mate, I fucking despise it, man.
Right, go on then, Lee. What are you predicting for the final?
If you
say anything other than win, you're a fucking idiot.
Nah, of course we can win. We're the favourite.
No, you will win. Like, there's no chance Chelsea's beating
us. Right. No, it's if we play our strong 11, which we haven't the past 2 times we've played Chelsea, for some reason. I don't know why.
I mean, what was the point?
You're already the champions.
So but the FA Cup semi-final.
Yeah, back in.
That's a nothing to use.
Yeah, I know, literally. That doesn't make any money. Who cares?
Nah, I think it could be 2-1 or 2-0.
I don't think you concede.
Really? You're that confident they're going to win?
No, absolutely butts them. I don't think it'll be like a 4 or 5-0. Like stupid. Aye. Pep Guardiola is rated for
I'm worried about Chelsea. No, that I'm worried about them. I would have rather Real Madrid, to be honest.
You never want Madrid in a final. That's unless you're Aberdeen, of course. That's unless you're Aberdeen, of course.
Fuck off. The Kings of Europe for a reason, mate. There's no way you would take Madrid in the final over Chelsea.
But Chelsea getting to, we're better at attacking than them. And I feel we're better defending than them. But it's just the way they get into their shape so quick.
It's all about the managers.
The past 2 times.
On the day, it's about the managers.
And Pep's going to overthink it. We all know it.
Nah, Pep's not going to make it all the way for the first time in 5 years, all the way to the final.
First time in 10 years. 2011 was his last final.
No, I mean with City though. He's been there 5 years now or something.
Yeah, 5 years now.
He's made it past the quarterfinals once. There's no way after getting called a domestic club, he's making it to the final and no beating Chelsea. It's not happening. He'll win it and it'll be a fucking absolute railing.
I don't think it'll be a massive scoreline, but I think you will dominate and win. 2-0 probably.
As long as you don't play Aguero.
Did you watch that game by the
No,
way?
genuinely, if Aguero starts, I'd struggle to see his win.
No, he's not going to play Aguero.
Yeah, not play Aguero, but
He's played like 2 games this year. He's no
Shouldn't
one
have
was that.
shouldn't have played Sterling either.
No.
Foden, Mahrez, and De Bruyne as the false 9.
Aye, 100%. That's the
Absolutely ridiculous. So that's your front line.
Foden's unbelievable though. His season's been incredible. Absolutely despise him though.
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
He is, in fact. Like, be honest though, right? He does look like a dick. You know he's
he looks like a dick all he wants. He's unbelievable. He's
a cunt behind the scene.
Aye. He looks like a BJ.
He does actually. He is like proper Bampot lookalike.
But he's fucking incredible. He makes triple what we'll make in our life. So
Triple. Try like 50.
aye. Nah, no chance. I share myself on the weekends.
No, when you become manager,
Exactly, mate. Nah, it's a pain in the arse. And I sure as shit will not be watching Lift the Cup. Or I'll be spitting at the telly.
It better not be. You'll be watching it on my telly.
And I will spit in your telly if I need to watch and Lift the Cup.
It's right, we'll turn it off before if they were not.
That's right. No, as long as you do, because I will spit in your telly. I hate that club so much.
Like, so what? Have you going to put money on it then? Are you that confident?
Me?
No, Lee.
Oh.
I never bet on City and
Never?
Rangers. Never bet on them. I'm
Not like
already
Brexit.
emotionally invested, so there's no point in betting for me.
That's why you should bet them to lose then, because then you're happy either way.
I still wouldn't be happy. No,
Yeah,
but
that's
see, when
just it, man.
City or Rangers get beat, I'm in a mood for about a few days.
Yeah, I
Let's see.
know. Now you know how
Just to
bad
hardly
mood-
get beat. So.
Now you know how much of a mood I've been in the past year with Liverpool.
I'll not be Aberdeen.
I mean, let's not even go there. It's like I log on to Twitter, I see like Aberdeen have lost 1-0 to Hibs. Ah well, that's that then.
Lee, I will genuinely take you to Champions League games next season. And you'll sit
Good man.
in the Union Bills
Good man. I'll be
alongside
there.
us. And then we'll go back and we'll fucking absolutely piss ourselves at the fact Liam's not been in a European game in donkeys.
I mean, I've never watched one live, so you can have that on me.
You've never been in a European game in general?
Nah, the one.
Do you want to come?
Well, you fucking know. You're unbearable at the best of times. Like,
Fuck you.
where Rangers play.
After you.
It's fine.
Dunno.
I still want, weirdly, I still want you to actually do well when you do get there next year, but mainly just because you're a Scottish team.
Lee, what's your thoughts on that? When Celtic's in Europe, do you want them to do well?
When Celtic, no.
But Celtic?
Yeah, no, I don't want them to do well. I want them to get
You know-
beat. as-
No,
as
not
soon
even
as
for
they
the
can.
question points.
Like, I just,
Points.
I should. I know I'm being selfish and all that, but it's just because of my family, how much there's a rivalry between my uncle. I just love it. I don't even care about Celtic. It's
See,
just the fact that
I
I can go
absolutely
and see him.
despise the club and everything it stands for, as Liam will fucking tell you. But I still root for them. As long as they don't go further than us, I root for them the whole way. Just for the coefficient points, just so we can get the European spots.
It's
for the
also
next
just
season.
that way. To be honest, I can kind of understand where Lee comes from in a sense of like they are literally your arch nemesis in that sense, but also, you know, it's not even that though. You just don't want, because I mean, I don't know about you, but I mean, I get fed up to fuck of all the folks saying like Scotland's a Farmers League, Scotland's this, Scotland's that. I do enjoy it when like, you know, yous or Celtic or whoever it might be get a big win on a European night. It's just like get a hobbies basically. And you know, for me, because I hate both teams anyway, I'm no arse who goes further, so it's kind of
Both teams
Isn't
play
he?
better when they play in European nights because we actually play teams that come out and try and beat us.
Mm.
So
Right.
we show the best of our ability when it comes to these nights.
You try to say that you don't get much competition at the moment.
No, but we've not got beaten.
Listen, Saturday's when it happens. Imagine
come on.
it happens on Saturday.
Liam,
Oh.
honestly, if you beat us tomorrow, you'll not have 4 tyres in your car.
Imagine this.
I'll honestly slash
is
your
that
tyres.
Ibrox or,
Right.
fuck, no chance then.
Your tyres are getting slashed to fuck if you beat us.
Trust me, I'm going to be you're going to be at work. I'm just going to do a drive-by on EE. Just going to be way up. Yes.
Your tires are getting slashed regardless, mate. Fuck you.
It's fine. One's deflated already. You only need to do 3.
Aye, that's fine. 3's easier than 4. Fuck, I just dropped skills.
Aye, so just quickly before we move on, in terms of obviously the football, are you looking forward to the Euros at all, Scotland being in it, or you couldn't care less?
Well, I've never seen Scotland in the Euros in my lifetime anyway, so I'd love. Can't wait.
It's been in my lifetime.
Did
we?
No. You're on a bit. Well, Euros, no, but do you know how old? I mean, I was 1 month old when Scotland were last in a major tournament, and Jamie was 1 day old when Scotland were last in a major tournament.
I was born on the day.
I've not experienced it, and you have, so.
I experienced it. I was getting popped at a fan the fucking day we were playing Brazil. So experiencing it. Okay.
But yeah, like, are you looking forward to it? Because I am getting fucking rattled. I made sure to get the days off. I know it'll be 3 games, but I am looking forward to those 3 games more than any 3 games in my life.
Yeah, we're class.
It must be sad being a fucking Aberdeen fan, do you know that?
I mean,
Scotland playing.
I mean, I'm not even. No, it is. It's like that thing though of just like, you know, I get like, you know, growing up, I always have like a sort of soft spot for Spain. Like before I even knew football, like it turned out good for me because they ended up being shit hot around the time I started watching football. But just because I always went there on holiday, so it was always just like I'll watch Spain. And they always sort of became my second team for international stages. But it's never as good, obviously, as like your own nation doing well. And it's always that thing of just always getting so close, but never quite doing it. And now it's finally the chance to at least play. I just want to see a goal. That's basically all I want. I just want one goal.
You're not getting one. It's going to be Borna Barisic free kick, knock us out. It'll be great. It'll be bouncing a bit like mad.
Yeah. Do you want to explain, like Lee, you're also a Rangers fan. What's your thoughts on Scottish people that are Rangers fans that hate Scotland?
It's a strong word, come on.
You hate
I don't know how you can love Scotland. I get sick of their pish, to be honest. I watch them and I'm like, this is the most shittest football I've ever experienced. But at the end of the day, I'll always be cheering them on.
I'll always be Scottish. I'll just never, ever support them. And
do you want to explain why? Because I don't think you've actually ever explained why before on the pod.
Well, many reasons. They're embarrassing.
You're not going to hunt Bassett, you know that.
How? I don't run about shouting fucking Germany or fucking that there. Yeah, clown. I'm not a Man City fan called Lee sitting here, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a glory hunter.
I never heard you once fucking talk about Rangers when they're in the lower league, so now they're fucking back up. All I ever hear is fucking Rangers this, Rangers that.
You keep laughing as you know you're talking absolute shit. Kept my season ticket all the way down there.
Yeah, some use that was, wasn't it? So.
I watched us getting beat Arsenal and Albion.
Were you at that game?
Aye.
Oh, Jesus, that is fucking bad.
Better believe it. I kept my season ticket all the way through the lower leagues.
But yeah, I think what we can take away from that is if you're not going to enjoy Scotland at Euros and you're Scottish, you're a fanny, basically.
Nah, absolutely not. I'll enjoy us getting layered up and done.
One more thing before we sort of come to the end of the show. I suppose obviously you've now moved out of your aunt's house and you've now come and lived on your own for a wee bit. Is it now 2 years you've been on your own? A year?
Yeah, 2 years.
How have you found it?
I'm happy that I did it. It was it's annoying because it's a weird time. Well, I wouldn't have known, but it's a weird time to go out and experience living your flat because of COVID and all that. Like, it could have been so much better, but I do feel like I've learned a lot being more independent and stuff like that. So it has been good, even though I don't know if I should be saying this.
We can, if you want me to edit out, tell me and I'll edit it out after.
There's no chance.
No, it had people over last Saturday, and the neighbours are you can edit that. That's quite a strong word. The police came in.
I'm not editing.
The police came and kicked kicked us out.
Oh no, you fucked.
So you've been punished enough, so it's fine. We'll just keep it in.
Yeah. You've been punished, you know.
You've done it. You've got your punishment.
You've been a silly boy, but you know you've learned your
Cap,
lesson.
no surrender. Fuck them.
Yeah, well, we got a warning and that was it. But they said if you've got anybody else in about 3 or 4 weeks, that you'll be getting a fine. So. But yeah, to answer your question, getting the flat has been class. But just moments like that have been pissing me off.
Have you found it? Is there anything that you've missed from home?
Having the heating on all the time. Oh, actually,
yes, you're living that student life.
See how cold it is in here sometimes. Oh,
mate, I've completely gotten used to it. I feel bad for my flatmate who's South African. Like, we turn our heaters on once every 6 months just to make sure the pipes don't freeze, and that's it.
Wow, man.
I do think that though. Like, see, when I go back to like my mum's house, like occasionally I just walk in, I'm like, what the fuck? Why is it so warm in here? Like, you have your heating on. That's weird. You wouldn't catch me doing that. But yeah, the joys of being a student and not being able to afford to pay for the heating.
By the way, before I forget, somebody asked me to shout them out on this podcast. It's a friend of yours, and she's actually quite annoyed that you've not asked her to come on yet, because apparently she's more funnier than me. Catherine. I don't know her surname. I'm going to be honest. I work with her. Catherine
McKenzie.
She said she has a brother who's been on.
You work with Ian McKenzie's brother?
Just like your clown.
Sister.
Fuck's sake. Right, sub him off. Sub him off.
So, yeah.
So you work with Ian McKenzie's sister.
Right. We'll just say that I'm good at class with that edit. Trust me. Won't even notice it.
Wait, what?
Nothing. Move on. Nothing.
He's going to edit it out.
Nothing. Move on. None.
I'm fucking messaging you.
Okay, no. Fuck off.
Fuck. Ewan, fucking can't believe this cunt.
Right. Lee, we're now coming towards the end of the show, but we're going to be playing one more wee game before we finish, and it's Jamie's favourite part.
Liam's going to explain the game to you.
No. Too late. I've already got my phone out. I'm getting the game loaded up. You better explain it.
Liam, I fucking despise you. Right, I'll explain it to you. Because Liam's a shite bag, right? So the game's called Hot Seat, right? They're still yet to sponsor us, but it's coming. Now, with the game, what happens is you'll be given a letter from the alphabet. Now, say the letter's B, right? You can re-roll it to another letter if you wish, right? And you'll get, say, M, right? And then what Liam will do is give you 10 categories, random categories. So it could be fast food restaurants. So you could say McDonald's, for example. Now, if you're struggling to answer a category with the letter that you've been given, you can pass it, right? But the idea is to get 10 right as quick as you can. If you do get 5 wrong, so D and F, we'll give you one more chance to fix yourself. And if you don't, you'll be the first person.
I'll be the first person to not do it.
Yep. Everyone we've had at least done it in 2 times.
So just don't fuck up.
And there is quite.
So you're going to give me a letter, then a category, and I have to, right?
So really rapid fire, so like be as quick as you can. But obviously as well, if you give an answer that's wrong, I'm going to pass you, and a pass equals more time added on. But if you're struggling, pass. Also as well, there's quite a disparity in times because, you know, the fastest we've ever had is 27 seconds, Catherine's brother, and the slowest we've ever had is Duncan.
I think I get it.
Okay, well, I mean, basically, you know, if you get it wrong once, you get a second try anyway, so you're safe in that regard. But we've had some quite different qualities since we've done this on Discord for the last year and a half. We've had, you know, sort of folk averaging around the 50-second mark, but we sometimes get folk all the way down to the 140 mark. So, you know, there's a lot of wiggle room.
You've got me nervous here. You've built this up.
Well, you know, there's only one way to find out. Now, Lee, would you like the letter R? You can only re-roll once. Would you like to re-roll or stick with it?
Sure, I'll go with it.
You're going with R. Okay.
I feel like I fucked up already, but yeah, go with the R.
Right, Lee. 3, 2, 1. Words associated with winter.
What the fuck?
Pass.
Pass. What the hell?
Things that can get you fired.
Romping.
A fish.
Mate, I'm shy at this game.
Soup flavours.
Pass, whatever. I don't like that category.
Things you shout.
Ready.
Things that excite you.
Rhinos.
Countries.
Are you joking? It's the biggest one in the world.
Russia. Fuck.
Things found on a desk.
Wait. Can I just say something?
DNF it, DNF it.
I know it. See, when you were describing it, I thought you were going to give me one country. No, one category. And I had to name 10 stuff in that category.
Okay, right. Well,
I didn't realise you were going to give me
Nah. Go back here. I never explained it like that. I fucking let on you. Don't talk piss, right? I explained that perfectly well. That's your Man City years coming in.
Right, okay. So you've had one DNF, right? You know now what to expect going forward, okay?
Right,
I will give it to you.
It.
R's a hard player at times, but this is your last chance, okay?
Right, I get it.
Don't be the first DNF, Lee. I'm only
I'm going to crush this.
Duncan's been bottom of that board for about 3 years. Don't give an excuse to not be bottom anymore.
No, I'm going to crush this now.
Right, Lee. Your next word is is G. Would you like to stick with G or re-roll? Jamie, give your opinion. What would you have done?
Well, I mean, you said re-roll twice.
I'm saying, what would you have done?
Wait, well, I always base it off 3 categories. Animals, right?
Oh.
Countries. And then you always get it. Without fail. And I forgot the category. But there you go. I was like, no, like the one category.
I was just like, it's the connection.
No, that one category that always comes up, and I've like literally lost it now.
File choice.
No, countries, food and animal. Fucking hell.
Right. Well,
so I would base it off that.
Either way, right, your letter is E, so if animals comes up, there's a free one, elephant.
Right, okay.
Alright, are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. A girl's name.
Erin.
Things that are cold.
Magic pass.
Pass.
Nicknames.
Eddie.
Things at a circus.
An elephant.
Things you can get addicted to.
What can you get addicted to?
Eckies. Yes!
Yeah. Things you shout.
Elephant.
Things found in your pocket.
Eckies.
Hobbies. Don't say eckies.
Equestrian. Did I say it right?
Things in the kitchen.
I feel like I can use eckies quite a lot here. Pass.
Reasons to call emergency services.
Eckies.
Eckies, come on. That's the last time I'm saying eckies, but yeah, you can.
Was that all?
That was the last one. Now, normally, we don't allow that.
Things found in a kitchen, man, they could never said eggs, honestly.
I don't keep my eggs in the kitchen.
I will be honest, right? See the second Eckies came out, that's all I can think about going on after that as well. But yeah.
Crushed that.
Well,
things found in your pocket. I thought the guy was going to say elephant.
Right. Well, hold on. I'm just gonna have a quick check at the board. Okay. Lee, how well do you think you did, be honest?
I was honest, but I'll answer again. I think I did shit.
I appreciate the actual honesty now.
I would say he got 7 correct, and I'd say about 1 minute and 34
He got
seconds.
8. He got an 8 correct. How long did you say?
1 minute 34.
But I feel like I did it in 10 seconds.
Well, with 8 correct and 1 minute 35, Lee, solid effort, but unfortunately, you are the
Right.
4th slowest that we've ever had.
I'm the
But
lowest.
The 4th slowest.
Oh, right,
However,
that's fine then.
you did beat Joe, so you are technically on the Dobies leaderboards instead of on top.
I get it right off him.
You know.
At least I'm not last. I'm fine with that. That is my mentality in life. At least you're not last. You're good. You're good.
You remember you said you were really ambitious at the start. That's proof
Yeah.
of it.
No, when it comes to this game. When it comes to this game, you just want to survive.
Well, no, listen, Lee, I really appreciate you coming on. It's been a good wee catch up.
It's all good. I've enjoyed it.
Cheers, and I'm sure
I'm getting ready to watch the City game now. The Man City game.
What a Palace! Is that who you're playing?
It's Newcastle.
Oh, what's first try? I just fucking take a team and hope for the best. I don't keep up with pedos, you know what I mean?
And on that note, I've been Liam Whyte.
I bet you will.
And I've been Lee Inglis _photography. Hey.
We'll catch us next week. Goodbye.
We talk football and current events, sitting and chatting with the very best guests, with 2 Scottish boys and we're loving it. So if you like witty banter, check the former #1 podcast on iTunes, sitting and chatting.